watch it all the time. I love watching the OTB shows with the personalities, and then I watch when I'm at home, I've got it on watching the races, and it's great now that they've got the replay of it live, you know, like 2 or 3 minutes after post. So, you know, they flip it off in 2 minutes. I'm gonna get to see the live race. So I always take my program home with me, and if I'm not back at the barn, I'm watching it at home.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We've got a busy weekend's worth of stakes racing action to bring to you, and we're going to begin down in South Florida. We'll start at Gulfstream Park, where on Saturday they ran the First Lady Handicap, a Grade 3 for filly and mare sprinters. Let's head to Gulfstream, the running of the First Lady.
They're off. Smoky Glacken and Trickle of Gold show speed. Lunachick between horses. Ender's Sister and Quan Yan are close up. Lila's at the rail. Then comes So Much More. And the early trailer is Madalena. They fire up the backstretch, and the Californian Lunachick is ahead in front, but Trickle of Gold is on the attack through from the inside. And here's Trickle of Gold and Lunachick 1-2. Smoky Glacken is 3 deep in third and less than a length from the front. They are 2.5 in front of Quan Yan, who races fourth now and 3.5 lengths off the lead. The veteran mare, the 8-year-old Lila, is at the rail. She's 5th and 5 from the front. Ender's Sister just outside of her. Madalena has 6.5 lengths to make up and only a 1/4 mile to do it. So Much More is the trailer, and the leader is Smoky Glacken, and she takes charge at the top of the stretch. Smoky Glacken is now a length in front of Trickle of Gold in second. Quan Yan is third. Lila's up to fourth and 3.5 off the lead. Then comes Ender's Sister, and Smoky Glacken comes inside the final furlong and runs away. Smoky Glacken now 4 in front. Quan Yan and Ender's Sister will battle for second. Smoky Glacken striding strong to win. Smoky Glacken ran them off their feet and won the 24th, the First Lady Handicap. Close for second.
Smoky Glacken, a very nice victory for this filly, who has been a horse for course at Saratoga, and here shows her stuff down in South Florida at Gulfstream Park with a front end victory by 4 1/4 lengths over Quan Yan with another long shot, in fact 125 to 1 long shot. So Much More, taking advantage of the quick pace. And a number of fillies who faded after being involved in that sharp pace to plunk up and finish in a very strong third under Christy Chapman, yielding an $11 show payoff. The winner, Smoky Glacken, is a 5-year-old bay mare, a daughter of forestry, from Majesty's Crown by Magisterial. She was bred in Kentucky by the JFB stable and is owned by John and Susan Moore, trained by Jimmy Jerkins, and ridden to victory by Javier Castellano. Smoky Glacken covers the 6 furlongs of the First Lady in 1:08 and 4. We're going to continue with sprinters in Florida. This time we're going to take a look at Tampa Bay Downs Stakes feature from Saturday, the Gasparilla, a $60,000 stake for 3-year-old fillies. Let's head back to Florida, this time to Tampa and the Gasparilla.
And they're off. All the way and running in perfect order, Dramatic Style. On the outside, breaks for the lead with Sweet Fervor. Now moving up, and there goes Sharity's Peak, shooting through toward the rail and now going to the lead. The last horse away is Bond Queen. They move out of the 7 furlong, shooting on to the main track. Sharity's Peak, the leader, 3 parts of a length. Taylor Madison on the outside, second. Sparkling Pink attacks down along the inner rail, third. Then we go back to Runaway in Love, now fourth. Up on the outside, Return Trick now racing along fifth. Love Boot is down along the inner rail, now sixth. Up on the far outside, Dramatic Style. Moving up now seventh. 2 lengths farther back to the favorite, Sweet Fervor, and the trailer is Bond Queen. They swing around the far turn. There goes Sparkling Pink. Now moving up and going to the lead, Taylor Madison. On the outside, Sweet Fervor is traveling up smartly on the outside from far back and running by the leaders with a 1/4 mile to run. Sweet Fervor on the outside and Sparkling Pink now goes with her second. Taylor Madison is now back to third in Dramatic Style. Jose Lascano sets her down for the drive on the far outside. They approach the furlong marker. It's Sweet Fervor and T.D. Houghton in the clear and Strictly the one to catch. Sparkling Pink is second. second. Taylor Madison is third. Sweet Fervor, this filly has a future from the Kinsman stable. Very impressively off to win by 6. 1:23.3 the running time. Sparkling Pink is second. Taylor Madison a distant third in the 22nd running of the Gasparilla.
Sweet Fervor picking up a very impressive victory under T.D. Houghton, a filly who broke her maiden in New York last fall at Belmont Park, has not been seen since. Broke a little bit slowly, is allowed to settle and loop the field 5 wide with a very nice move to win off by 7 as the favorite over Sparkling Pink, with Taylor Madison back in the 3rd spot after being involved in the early pace. The winner, Sweet Fervor, is a 3-year-old chestnut daughter of Seeking the Gold out of Undeniably by In Reality. Bred in Kentucky by the Kinsman Farm and owned by the breeder, trained by Bill Mott, and ridden to victory by T.D. Houghton. Another nice horse in the Steinbrenner operation. Sweet Fervor covers the 7 furlongs at Tampa Bay Downs in 1:23.3. We're going to head to Louisiana now for the Fairgrounds at Louisiana Downs. Their final weekend of racing action just completed. We're going to take a look at a pair of stakes races beginning on Saturday with the Fairgrounds Breeders' Cup Handicap, $200,000, a mile and a 16th on the turf. Let's head down to Louisiana and the Fairgrounds Breeders' Cup.
In the gate, they're off. Racing in the Fairgrounds Breeders' Cup Handicap, Chinese Dragon breaks well with Samson's Son. Here's On the Dean's List now coming up on the outside. GP Fleet running in 4th through this first furlong for the gray Fort Prado down inside and being rated from there. Just in front of Olfonte, and then Wapaka under early restraint in a bit rank. Wapaka and Gallo Del Bar has been relegated to last. They make their way into the first turn. Corey Lannery and the Colonel Bradley winner On the Dean's List now out in front of Samson's Son. Kent Sormo and favored Chinese Dragon, nice and settled 3rd by 2. Fort Prado racing inside of GP Fleet, they're more or less a joint 4th. Then Olfonte, Gallo Del Bar, 4 wide on the Franks course, and 3 to Wapaka, who's now been relegated to the back. The opening quarter, 24-1. They race up the back stretch. On the Dean's List, the Team Valor colors leading Samson's Son, who tracks him now at the half-mile pole. The next 3, Chinese Dragon, between GP Fleet and Fort Prado, stays parked at the paint close up, and then Gallo Del Bar still in hand, just in front of Olfonte, and finally Wapaka. Half mile in 48-2, the field going into the far turn. On the Dean's List, looking to stay for the final 2.5 furlongs. On the Dean's List, still the leader. Samson's Son on the outside, GP Fleet between horses. Chinese Dragon with the white blinkers. Fort Prado just in back of this front row. Gallo Del Bar on the far outside as they straighten away now into the stretch. On the Dean's List, this longtime leader, here's Fort Prado, GP Fleet, Chinese Dragon, and Samson's Son now just giving way inside the final half furlong. Robbie Alvarado and Fort Prado on the Dean's List, battling hard down toward the wire. Fort Prado has won. Fort Prado has won the Fairgrounds Breeders' Cup Handicap from On the Dean's List. Late running Wapaka, then Chinese Dragon, and GP Fleet was near the finish.
Fort Prado, a very nice victory here on a turf surface labeled good to win by a neck from just off the pace, running down the pace setter On the Dean's List, with Wapaka rallying from very, very far back with a huge gap, closing the gap dramatically late, but falling short by about a neck and a half lengths. The winner, Fort Prado, is a Grey Aron 5-year-old son of El Prado from Fort Pond by Fortunate Prospect. Bred in Illinois by David P. Block and owned by Team Block Racing. Trained by Jeff Troclair and ridden to victory by Robbie Alvarado. Fort Prado covers the mile and a 16th on the good turf in 1:43 flat. We're going to continue now in Louisiana in the running of the Black Gold Handicap. $75,000 on offer for 3-year-olds at a mile and 70 yards on a sealed, sloppy racetrack. Let's head back down to the Fairgrounds meet at Louisiana Downs and the running of the Black Gold.
In the gate, away and running in the Black Gold Stakes. Lemon Buster fast off the mark. Lake Mac Mac showing good speed too to come away just in front then. Lake Mac Mac out to the front from Lemon Buster. Favored, Kingsfield up close running in 3rd. Warwick Wonder between horses. Unruly a touch wide. At the rail, Silver Titan halfway through the first turn. Lake Mac Mac and Kingsfield inside his quarters. A length and a half back then to Lemon Buster, nice and settled, running in 3rd, while just in front of Silver Titan with the rails. Length back to Warwick Wonder and 4 wide, Unruly Trails. The opening quarter, posted in 25 and 1/5 seconds for the backstretch run now. Robbie Alvarado and Kingsfield, even money at the off and in front with under 5 furlongs to go. Lake Mac inside of the favorites' girth. Another length and a half back then to Silver Titan up the inside. Unruly now comes up well out into the track. Lemon Buster in that next flight. And 2 more to Warwick Wonder. They've run a half mile in the gloom in 51 seconds flat. Going into the far turn, they're aiming for Kingsfield. 3 furlongs still in front of Kingsfield, leading the way. Unruly's covering a lot of ground. Here's Warwick Wonder. Warwick Wonder now begins a bid halfway through this turn, and it's Kingsfield in front at the quarter pole. Warwick Wonder, Unruly on the far outside. Lake Mac as they turn for home. 3/4 up on the board in 1:16 and 4. They're into the stretch. Kingsfield leading Warwick Wonder now by 4. Lemon Buster down the middle of the track, and then Silver Titan and Unruly. Far back, Lake Mac coming down toward the wire. Kingsfield, the son of Vecton Park. Robbie Alvarado going out with a bang, a triple on closing day. Kingsfield wins going away by 5 from running second Warwick Wonder, and Lemon Buster was after that.
Kingsfield getting the victory. Robbie Alvarado completing the double here with a 5.5 length victory as the even money choice over Warwick Wonder, with Lemon Buster back in the 3rd spot. The winner, Kingsfield, is a chestnut 3-year-old son of Ecton Park from Sinfully Delicious by Notebook. Bred in Kentucky by Pierce & Pierce and owned by the Brass Ring Partnership. Trained by Thad Keller and ridden to victory by Robbie Alvarado, Kingsfield covers the mile in 70 yards on that sealed sloppy track in 1:45 and 3. Oaklawn Park opened its season this past weekend, and they are expecting a big season down there as a result of the early closing of the fairgrounds meet. We've got a pair of stakes races from Oaklawn to begin their card. Dixieland Stakes kicking things off on Friday. This is for 3-year-old sprinters, 5.5 furlongs the distance. Let's head down to Oaklawn, the running of the Dixieland.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the Dixieland. Easy Slew broke sharply along with Captain Troy. Cat Tonight at the rail is 3rd. Urban Guy right there with Rocket Beauty 4th and 5th. Out our way is 6th. Then it's Fidrich. To the outside is Time to Book, and the trailer is Celluloid Hero. Moving for the turn. Cat Tonight rushes out there to get the lead from Captain Troy. Urban Guy is right there 3rd. Rocket Beauty inches up in 4th. Here comes Fidrich with a run in 5th. At the rail, that is still Easy Slew in 6th. Midway on the turn, Cat Tonight has the lead. Captain Troy 2nd. Fidrich moving up from off the pace today is coming on strongly in 3rd. And here they come into the stretch of the Dixieland. It's Cat Tonight showing the way. Fidrich to the outside. Up between horses comes Urban Guy. And now it's Urban Guy who shoots up to challenge with Cat Tonight. Fidrich is still running 3rd. Rocket Beauty is 4th. They drive for the wire. Cat Tonight leads it, and now rushing up to the inside, here comes Celluloid Hero. Celluloid Hero picking him up, laying him down to the inside. Give it to Celluloid Hero. He wins the Dixieland by a neck. Urban Guy 2nd. It looked like Fidrich out-knotted Cat Tonight for 3rd and 4th.
Celluloid Hero, nicely bred for sprinting and handling it well here at 16.5 to 1, getting up in time by a half a length under an aggressive ride by Seth Martinez. Urban Guy looked like he might have had it won, but has to settle for 2nd as Fidrich rallies to finish in the 3rd spot. The winner, Celluloid Hero, is a dark Bayer Brown 3-year-old son of Glitterman from Timely Legend by Navarone. Bred in Kentucky by E.H. Bolane III and owned by Homewrecker Racing and Hugh Robertson, trained by McLean Robertson, and ridden to victory by Seth Martinez. Celluloid Hero covers the 5.5 furlongs at Oaklawn Park in 1:05 flat. We're going to head back to Oaklawn now in the running of the American Beauty on Saturday. $50,000 for older filly and mare sprinters. Let's head back to Oaklawn, the American Beauty.
And they're off in the American Beauty. A sharp break from More Moonlight and Timeless Dreamer. True Kiss is 3rd. Then it's Josh's Madeline alongside of Immune to Gloom as they move down the backstretch. Timeless Dreamer and More Moonlight. Now More Moonlight takes command. Timeless Dreamer 2nd. True Kiss is 3rd. Immune to Gloom is tucked in at the rail 4th. Another 2 lengths further back. Josh's Madeline has the field in her sights as they continue down the backstretch. They get past an opening quarter in 23 seconds, and More Moonlight showing the way. Immune to Gloom moving up to the inside. Right there, Timeless Dreamer and True Kiss, another 2 lengths back, and Josh's Madeline just biding her time as they move on to the turn. More Moonlight leading the way. Then there's 3 of them, True Kiss, Timeless Dreamer, Immune to Gloom, and there goes Josh's Madeline to the outside for her run. And here they come into the stretch of the American Beauty. More Moonlight leading the way. Immune to Gloom along the inside to the middle of the track. Here comes Josh's Madeline with her run. It is More Moonlight leading it. Josh's Madeline, Immune to Gloom. There's a furlong to go. More Moonlight's full of run. Immune to Gloom. Josh's Madeline to the outside. More Moonlight digging in. She's going to be tough to run down. Josh's Madeline's after her, but More Moonlight coming back is going to hang on and win the American Beauty by a neck. Josh's Madeline runs second. Immune to Gloom finished third in 1:11 seconds.
More Moonlight, Luis Quinones, a nice effort in a short field on the front end every step of the way, had just enough to hold off Josh's Madeline and her usual late kick. Immune to Gloom sat just in front of Josh's Madeline for the early going. They started their rallies together, but Immune to Gloom fell a little bit short late in the stretch. The winner, More Moonlight, is a bay filly, a 4-year-old daughter of More Than Ready from Miss Moonlight by Broad Brush. She was bred in Kentucky by Vinery Limited and is owned by the breeder, trained by Steve Asmussen, and ridden to victory by Luis Quinones. More Moonlight covers the 6 furlongs at Oaklawn Park in 1:11 flat. We're going to pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at the weekend stakes racing action from Laurel, Turfway Park, and heading to the West Coast as well. Please stay with us.
This year, many thoroughbreds, no longer able to compete, will join the ranks of racing's homeless. The Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation and its supporters have been providing help and hope, creating opportunities where once there were none. The TRF, together with the racing industry, is meeting the challenge, taking care of their own. With your help, we can continue our saving mission, ensuring many more horses the welcome home they so richly deserve.
Why do I own and breed New York breds? I mean, why not? Why go anywhere but New York? New York breds have purses and incentives of almost $38 million a year. Trust me, it's not an easy game. It's all about common sense and finding an edge. As a native New Yorker, I've seen those ads you guys do for the New York bred program. New York breds, they start with an advantage. I mean, come on, what more do you need to know? Get with the program.
Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now at Laurel, where on Saturday they contested the What a Summer Handicap for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, sprinting 6 furlongs. Let's head down to Maryland and the running of the What a Summer.
And they're off. Flame of Love and Home Run Hitter, Evasive, and Spirited Games got us some early zip, but the leader is Flame of Love by a length and a half. Spirited Games second. C. Alice is next in third. Home Run Hitter followed by Evasive. Then Golden Malibu already 6 from the front. Drop back 3 lengths to Border Bound, and Baldemera is almost double digits off that leader. And last of all is Wafter, about 15 from the front. And now past the half-mile pole, it's Flame of Love, 3/4 of a length from Spirited Game. C. Alice racing third. Evasive, Home Run Hitter. Golden Malibu under pressure on the inside. Border Bound followed by Baldemera, and one more well back. It's Wafter who's outkicked. They're at the 560. Spirited Game's putting plenty of pressure on Flame of Love. Flame of Love just in front though from Spirited Game, clearing off from C. Alice by a half dozen lengths. Evasive is in fourth. Home Run Hitter and Golden Malibu. They're into the stretch. Flame of Love repelling the challenge now from Spirited Game. It's C. Alice third. Evasive is fourth, and Golden Malibu and Home Run Hitter and Baldemera is well back with 1 furlong to go. Flame of Love absolutely flying to the finish, and it's Flame of Love, and a stunning performance here. Look at this, Flame of Love. She's going to smoke home. Flame of Love by 8 in 1:10 and change. Second was Spirited Game, and C. Alice third, and Evasive.
Flame of Love, a nice winner here, 10+ lengths. She got out of the gate in good order and took off and never looked back, winning off easily under Hosbin Santana. Spirited Game gave chase in the early going, but was no match for the winner, C. Alice, who pretty much ran third all the way around the racetrack. In fact, 1, 2, 3, and 4, the first 4 finishers, never changing positions throughout the running of the What a Summer. The winner, Flame of Love, is a 5-year-old bay mare, a daughter of Not for Love from Full Alarm by Darn That Alarm. She was bred in Pennsylvania by the Diamond S Stable. It's owned by McCarty Racing, trained by Scott Lake, and ridden to victory by Hosbin Santana. Flame of Love covers the 6 furlongs at Laurel in 1:10 and 1. We're going to continue now at Turfway Park in the running of the Cincinnati Trophy on Saturday. This is a $40,000 event for 3-year-old fillies. Let's head down to Turfway and the running of the Cincinnati Trophy.
And they're off. For the lead from between horses, Mighty Martha. Then on the outside, Lady Intellect. Anna Dana through from the rail with Always a Star. Down the back stretch, the leader is Mighty Martha. Now by a length, Always a Star moves into second. Lady Intellect is third, Anna Dana fourth. Money Code runs fifth, Skip the Storm is next. Then it's Military Cash, followed by Heavenly Oil, and a big gap back to Summer Cyclone, the trailer. Quick opening quarter of 22-2. On the outside, Mighty Martha with Always a Star down along the rail. Those two together with Anna Dana third. Gap of 5 lengths. Then from the inside, Money Code takes fourth ahead. Military Cash is fifth, followed by Skip the Storm and Summer Cyclone into the stretch, and Mighty Martha now draws away. Mighty Martha opens the lead out to 4. From between horses, Money Code. Then on the outside, Anna Dana. Center of the track, Summer Cyclone, but Mighty Martha draws off. Mighty Martha wins easily by 6 or 7. Anna Dana second. Photo for third, Money Code and Summer Cyclone.
Mighty Martha picking up her first stakes victory as the favorite at just over even money on the front end with a nice turn of foot in the early going, kicking clear by 5.5 under Jason Lumpkins to win off from Anna Dana and Money Code, who rallied from well back off the pace. Another bomber in the third spot, over 90-1 to finish third. The winner, Mighty Martha, earning her first stakes victory, a 3-year-old daughter of Chester House from Fanny Forgot by Dixieland Band. Bred in Kentucky by Carolyn McDonald and owned by Daniel M. Pizzo III. Trained by Eric Reed and ridden to victory by Jason Lumpkins, Mighty Martha covers the 6.5 furlongs at Turfway in 1:20.1. Going to head out a little further west now to Sam Houston Park in the Maxim Gold Cup for older horses at 1 1/8 miles. Let's head back to last Saturday, Sam Houston running of the Maxim Gold Cup.
They are off in the Maxim Gold Cup, and Pass Rush in the center of the track came out well, and Pass Rush takes the early lead. Tora displaying early speed is there on the outside now. Lonesome Launch is right there with Middleweight down at the inside. Going on to the turn, Tora is going to be caught 3 wide out there. Pass Rush is in between horses. Middleweight saving ground down on the rail. Lonesome Launch is next in 4th. Then it is Matched, who is in between horses. Sandburr 3 wide through the turn. Dr. Mr. MD comes next. 2 lengths to Sieński, who's up on the outside of Dusty Spike. 3 more to Breakaway, and Twilight Vision is last of the 11 following a first quarter of 24 2/5. Pass Rush is the leader and has it by a neck. Tora is pressuring that leader there in second. Middleweight is 2.5 lengths behind the top 2. Dr. Mr. MD is saving ground down on the inside. Sandburr is progressing up on the outside. Matched is next. Lonesome Launch has a 6 lengths to make up. 2 lengths to Sieński. Moving up on the outside is Breakaway. Dusty Spike is 10th. Twilight Vision is 11th. They're on the far turn. The half mile was 49-1, 6 furlongs, 113-4. On the far turn, Pass Rush and Tora. Middleweight is tracking, and moving up on the far outside quickly is Breakaway. 4 horses across the racetrack at the top of the stretch. Moving with the lead now, it is Middleweight. Middleweight has taken the lead. Breakaway is on the outside. Also coming on is Matched. Matched and Middleweight. Middleweight with the lead. Matched is on the outside. Middleweight inside the final 70. Middleweight with a knockout punch to win it by a length. Matched was second. Sieński on for third, and Lonesome Launch finished 4th.
Middleweight switching from turf to dirt and handling it quite nicely and winning off with an effort that had him near the pace every step of the way by a 1.25 lengths over Matched, who rallied with a big move from off the pace, a 4 wide move to finish second. Sieński also rallying nicely to finish in the 3rd spot. The winner middleweight, who may eventually head back onto the turf later on this season in the Grade 3 Connolly at Sam Houston on the turf, has obviously marked himself as capable on either surface within this class level. Obviously a very nice victory for him. He is a chestnut gelded son of Grand Slam from Dusty Gloves by Run Dusty Run. Bred in Kentucky by Mr. and Mrs. G.J. Stoutberg and owned by Peter Gaffney and Stuart Madison, trained by Al Stahl and ridden to victory by Jerry Melanson. Middleweight covers the mile in an eighth at Sam Houston and 152 flat. We're going to continue now with stakes racing action, heading to the far west, Northern California, Bay Meadows, on Saturday with the Burlingame Stakes. This is a sprint event. 3-year-old fillies going for $75,000. Let's head to Bay Meadows and the running of the Burlingame.
Racing. Cinderella Liberty wins the start from Seam Seeker, Elusive Air, Make Mine Mini fourth. Crystal Event fifth on the inside of Loose Ends. The field covered by 7 lengths. Cinderella Liberty just in front of Seam Seeker. Elusive Air 3 lengths away third at the 7/8 pole. 1 length to Crystal Event on the inside of Make Mine Mini, and back last is Loose Ends. The lead of Cinderella Liberty moving 2 lengths clear at the 3/4 pole from Seam Seeker. Elusive Air 4 off third. She's followed by Crystal Event, Make Mine Mini 8 lengths off the lead, and 1.5 lengths to Loose Ends. It's Cinderella Liberty showing the way from Seam Seeker at the 5/8 pole. 3.5 lengths to Elusive Air, 1 to Crystal Event. She's on the inside of Make Mine Mini, and 2 lengths to Loose Ends. Now 6.5 lengths covering the field. At the half mile in the Burlingame Stakes, it's Cinderella Liberty getting a bit of prompting now from Seam Seeker. They're 3 lengths clear from Elusive Air, who's joined on the inside by Crystal Event. 2 lengths to Make Mine Mini being shaken up, and on her inside is Loose Ends. They're in 3 pairs now. Around the second turn, Cinderella Liberty joined and shaded by Seam Seeker. Here comes Elusive Air staking her claim 3 wide. Crystal Event back behind them fourth. 2.5 lengths to Loose Ends. Make Mine Mini last of all. Seam Seeker, the leader at the top of the stretch by 2.5 lengths. Elusive Air second. Crystal Event working through into third. Then Cinderella Liberty. Seam Seeker with 1/8 to run by 3.5 lengths. Crystal Event rallying to second on the inside of Elusive Air. Seam Seeker at the 16th pole by 3. Crystal Event doing a nice job as she runs to a clear second, but she's no match for Seam Seeker today. Seam Seeker beats Crystal Event. Third home is Elusive Air.
Seam Seeker taking advantage of a sharp pace right up in front. In fact, stalking that pace, getting to the lead fairly early and kicking clear by 2 over Crystal Event with Elusive Air back in the 3rd spot. The winner, Seam Seeker, a 3-year-old dark bay or brown filly by Bertrando from Whisper Keeper by Pirate's Bounty, was bred in California by Mr. and Mrs. Marty Wygod and is owned by Rancho Santiago, trained by Ed Moger Jr. She picked up her first stakes victory here in the Burlingame for 3-year-old fillies. Seam Seeker, ridden to victory by Joey Castro, covers the mile at Bay Meadows in 1:35.4. We are going to pause for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at racing action from Southern California and heading home to New York as well. Please stay with us.
And finally, in sports tonight, billboards in Kentucky, welcoming you to the horse capital of the world, New York. How's that? Well, it's a marketing campaign to get Kentuckians to rally behind their horse industry. Folks down in the bluegrass must be getting a little worried, a little squeamish, a little verklempt over the incredible achievements of thoroughbreds bred right here in New York. Hey, don't worry, Kentucky. At least you still have a Derby.
The New York Breeding and Racing Program just keeps getting bigger and better. In 2005, registered New York breds will compete for a record $45 million in purses and incentives. And speaking of records, last year, New York breds won 40 open stakes, including Funnyside in the Grade 1 Jockey Club Gold Cup. Funnyside has won! People from all walks of life, from all sports, are getting with the program. Shouldn't you?
Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now in Southern California, getting back to last Thursday in the running of the Passiana for 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares. Let's head out to Southern California, the running of the Passiana.
And away they go. Freakin' Streakin' from the outside gate, going to go off to lead them. Emerald Sunrise in the red colours. There goes Music of C now up to take second. Healthy Addiction down at the rail goes up a joint second, and Rena de Sonora quite content to drop back last. They run to the 7/8, and Freakin' Streakin' crossed over onto the rail now, leads at 3/4 of a length to Healthy Addiction. Musica C is right there in the 3rd spot. Then we come back to Emerald Sunrise, giving them 6-length start and 4 more to Rena de Sonora. They run past the 3/4 pole and Freakin' Streakin'. In front 3/4 of a length. Healthy Addiction quite content to just sit there in 2nd, and Musica C is happy to be in the 3rd spot. Those 3 have now gone well clear. It's a big gap of 7 lengths further back to Emerald Sunrise, and still the trailer Rena de Sonora. They make their way to the half-mile pole. No change in this order. It's still Freakin' Streakin' on the inside. Only in front of Neck now. In the 2nd spot, Healthy Addiction. A length back to Musica C in 3rd. Still a big gap of 8 back to Rena de Sonora, and Emerald Sunrise dropped out last. They have 3/8 of a mile to go, and Healthy Addiction now turns on the pressure, and Healthy Addiction strikes the front and kicks for home. Musica C coming to take a run on the outside, and Freakin' Streakin' hanging tough at the rail. Still 3 in a line as they come to the quarter pole. 7 back to Rena de Sonora. They have a 1/4 mile left to go, and Healthy Addiction begins to inch clear now. Has it by a length at the top of the lane. Freakin' Streakin' battling on at the rail, and Musica C grandstand side. Past the 8th pole they come. Healthy Addiction fully extended but going on with it. Rena de Sonora down at the rail, running late in the centre. Now is Rena de Sonora coming on past the 16th pole, and it's Healthy Addiction in front from Freakin' Streakin', and Healthy Addiction will win it. Healthy Addiction a length and 3/4 to Freakin' Streakin'. Musica C was 3rd, and Rena de Sonora 4th.
Healthy Addiction, a major graded stakes winner last year, showing good early speed, tracking Freakin' Streakin' to end up getting to the lead about 3/4 with a 2-length advantage on that rival at the finish line. Musica C finishing in the 3rd spot. The winner, Healthy Addiction, a 5-year-old dark bay or brown mare, a daughter of Boston Harbor from Lady Lake by Gone West, was bred in Kentucky by Sequel 98 and is owned by Pamela Zebarth, trained by John Sadler and ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez. Healthy Addiction covers the mile and a 1/16 of the Passiana in 1:44 and 4. Older sprinters up next at Southern California, Santa Anita's Palos Verdes, a grade 2 $150,000 sprint. Let's head back to California and Trevor's call of the Palos Verdes.
And away they go. Jet West broke well from the inside, although they're all lining up here on the outside. Major Success. Grey, Black and White is now taken back. Papa Dickenzie's in this leading group. Attila's Storm has the white blinkers alongside Stalking Tiger. On the outside, Major Success going up at joint 2nd. Jet West now dropped back down at the rail, and then it's With Distinction. Past the half-mile pole they go, and Papa Dickenzie's the leader. Major Success right there in 2nd. Attila's Storm down at the rail. Jet West is in the 4th spot, then Stalking Tiger, Grey, Black and White, and With Distinction is 7 off the leaders. 5/16 to go. Papa Dickenzie tackled on both sides. Attila's Storm gets a dream run through at the rail. Attila's Storm, the new leader, immediately going to be tackled by Major Success, and Jet West hooked 4 wide, but Jet West coming home gamely. Grey, Black and White's in with a shot at the top of the lane. Attila's Storm along the inside, but Jet West coming strongly on the outside. Major Success between them. It's a terrific stretch run. Jet West on the outside. Attila's Storm at the rail, and Major Success heads apart. Jet West, Major Success, Major Success, Major Success up ahead to Jet West. Attila's Storm. Grey, Black and White was 4th.
Major success, a major success since getting Tyler Bays on board. He's now 3 for 3 with Tyler, and in fact it was Tyler Bays' advice that convinced Bobby Frankel to run him in this spot. He splits horses very gamely and picks up a neck victory over Jet West and Attila's Storm, who unfortunately, it was announced following this race, he did come out of the race with a condylar fracture of a hind leg. Looks like something that can be addressed, and that he should be able to return to the races, and we certainly would wish him good luck in that return. The winner, Major Success, is a dark bay or brown 5-year-old son of Mazel Trick at a Veil Dance by Damascus. He was bred in Kentucky by Mr. and Mrs. Frank J. Zurich and William Russell, owned by Edmund Gann and trained by Bobby Frankel, ridden to victory by Tyler Bays. Major Success completes the 6 furlongs of the Palos Verdes handicap in 109 and 1. From sprinters on the dirt to distance horses on the grass, next up is the Grade 2 San Marcos at 1.25 miles for older horses on the turf. Let's head back to California for Trevor's call.
Going in. All set now for the San Marcos. And away they go. Fitzflag, the Tin Man, is away well, so is Estevan. Willie on the inside going up to lead them, licensed to run in the red just behind the leaders, alongside Rebel Rebel in the white colours. A Dream is Born is alongside of that. Then we drop back to Milk It Mick, always first. Towards the rear is Atlando, who's got to be giving them a good 10-length start now, and at the back is Buthan. Through the stretch first time round, and Willie out where he likes to be, showing the way with his ears cocked out here. He leads it by nearly 2 lengths. In the second spot comes the Tin Man, and Rebel Rebel is third. They followed by Estevan, A Dream is Born, licensed to run 8 lengths off these leaders. Then Fitzfan, behind that Milk It Mick. They followed by Atlando, who's a good 12 off the leader, always first, and Buthan is last. They go to the 3/4 pole, and still Willie got it all his own way here, just loping along 1 1/4 length in front. The Tin Man is racing second. At the rail is Rebel Rebel, a gap of 4 back to Estevan. Licensed to run as 5th, but a good 10 lengths off that leader now. Then A Star is Born, Milk It Mick down at the rail. Atlando starting to make some headway as 12 lengths off the leader, with Fitz's Flag next. 4 lengths back to Always First, and still Buthan as the trailer. Past the half-mile in the San Marcos, and Willie continues to lead them. The Tin Man is in second, 2 back to Rebel Rebel third, a big gap of 5 to Milk It Mick. Estevan racing on the outside of that, and down at the rail Atlando is 10 lengths off the leaders. Then A Star is Born, Fitzflag, and Licensed to Run. Coming to the top of the lane now, and the Tin Man takes on Willie. These two have kicked clear now. At the top of the lane, the Tin Man grandstand side. Willie tries to find more, but the Tin Man has the advantage. Milk It Mick is running on third, with Atlando in the end of the track, and Rebel Rebel homeward bound now. The Tin Man in front from Willie. Milk It Mick finishing gamely in the centre, but the Tin Man's going to take it. The Tin Man wins the San Marcos. Milk It Millie ran on for second. Willie was third, and then Fitz's Flag and Atlando in a photo for 4th.
The Tin Man, it's always nice to see this old guy back in racing shape. He's had a couple of layoffs during the course, long layoffs during the course of his long career. At the age of 8, returning to the races once again and picking up a 1-length victory over Milk It Mick with Willie, a rather enigmatic type, a horse that sometimes runs a huge race and sometimes lets you down, completing the order of the top 3. The favorite in the field was Atlando, who rallied from well off the pace to finish 4th, but did fall a little bit short in terms of the top 3 money. The winner, the Tin Man, an 8-year-old dark Bayer Brown gelded son of a firm from Lizzie Ralph by Tom Ralph, was bred in Kentucky by Ralph Todd, and Ori Todd is owned by the breeders and trained by Richard Mandela. Ridden to victory by Victor Espinoza, the Tin Man covers the 1.25 miles on the turf in 1:58.1. We're going to head home to New York now for a trio of stakes races beginning on Saturday with the Grade 3 Aqueduct Handicap for older horses on the inner track. Let's head down to New York, the running of the Aqueduct.
The racing in the Aqueduct Handicap in evening attire was very, very slow to start. He gave the field a 5-length head start. Mr. Whitestone and Happy Hunting go out to the lead with Sinister G away in third, 3 clear of Knox, who's 4th early. Broad Acres is 5th in the initial stages. Then comes Colita, followed by Spite the Devil, who's about 10 lengths off the lead, and 3 in front of Evening Attire, who is off to a tardy beginning. Mr. Whitestone takes the initiative here, in front by a length. Norberto Arroyo letting Happy Hunting sit behind, second by 2.5 lengths. Sinister G is third after a quick quarter of 23-1. After that comes Knox in 4th, 5 lengths off the lead. Then Broad Acres, Colita 3 deep, another 8 lengths back to Evening Attire, and Spite the Devil, who is now last. Heading to the half-mile pole, 47-2 the half-mile time. Mr. Whitestone leads a length and a half. Happy Hunting second. Then Sinister G third to the outside. Knox continues to save ground. Colita moving wide, now within 2.5 of the front. Broad Acres is next. Evening Attire's made up some ground. He's now only 5 lengths off the lead, and it's a large gap back to Spite the Devil. And now Happy Hunting makes his run. He has taken over the lead. It's Happy Hunting now in front. Mr. Whitestone back into second. Then comes Kalita. Evening Attire coming wide. Knox is right behind them. Broadacres and Sinister G. Down to the final furlong. And Mr. Whitestone is tenacious, battling Happy Hunting all the way. And Evening Attire is trying to catch them. It's Happy Hunting. And on the inside, Mr. Whitestone. Evening Attire still trying to close the gap on the outside. But Happy Hunting has won the Aqueduct Handicap over Evening Attire, who got second outside of Mr. Whitestone, and Kalita was fourth.
Happy Hunting earns his first stakes credential with a nice victory here over the late charging Evening Attire, who broke from the gate a little bit tardily, with Jose Santos still shaking the reins at him, getting him out of the gate. Mr. Whitestone, who was part of the pace every step of the way, held on quite gamely to finish in the third spot. The winner, Happy Hunting, is a chestnut 5-year-old son of Seeking the Gold out of Furlough by Easy Goer. Bred in Kentucky by the Phipps stable and owned by the breeder, trained by Shug McGahee and ridden to victory by Norberto Arroyo Jr. Obviously, the patience that they have shown with this guy has finally paid off as he picks up his first stakes credential at the age of 5. The winner, Happy Hunting, completing the mile in a 16th on the Aqueduct main track and 140, or the Aqueduct inner track, 144 and 2. Pair of stakes races from last weekend's canceled Sunday card were recarded for this past Sunday, and let's take a look at those two now. We'll start with the Busanda, $65,000 on offer for 3-year-old fillies. Let's head down to the Big A in the running of the Busanda.
They're off. Mississippi Madam and Last Romance go out to the front. Mississippi Madam sent along by Alan Garcia, and they quickly open up a 1.5 lead over Last Romance. Then Jet Set Broad, Daytime Promise, second last, saving ground into the turn. The trailer, Spartan Valor, is racing 4.5 lengths off the lead. And it's Mississippi Madam trying to slow things down now, comfortably in front by a length. Last Romance second, Jet Set Broad to the outside third. Then it's Daytime Promise 2.5 lengths from the front, and Spartan Valor. First quarter 24 flat. Mississippi Madam 3/4 of a length in front. Last Romance and Jet Set Broad second and third. Jet Set Broad 3 deep up the backstretch, just a 1.5 lengths off the lead. Then Daytime Promise down toward the inside, and Spartan Valor is just 4 lengths from front-running Mississippi Madam, who raced a half mile in 49 2/5 seconds. Mississippi Madam 3/4 of a length in front. Last Romance second, Jet Set Broad 3 wide in third. Daytime Promise, Biding Time fourth, just 2 lengths off the lead. Midway on the far turn, Spartan Valor's lost ground, now with 5 lengths to make up as they come to the quarter pole. Mississippi Madam turns for home, a narrow lead. Last Romance to the outside. Daytime Promise now swings to the far outside to make her run as they come down to the last furlong. It's Last Romance. Daytime Promise to the outside, and Mississippi Madam back to third. Last Romance, Daytime Promise to the front. And Daytime Promise and Norberto Arroyo have won the Busanda by a 1.5 lengths over Last Romance. Mississippi Madam was third.
Daytime Promise, the heavy favorite in a short field of 5, picking up the victory here under a vigorous hand ride by Norberto Arroyo at a good weekend in stakes company at the Big A. Victory coming at the expense of Last Romance, who was involved in the pace every step of the way, setting a pressured pace and fought on gamely. Mississippi Madam, the pace setter, held on for third. The winner, Daytime Promise, is a 3-year-old chestnut filly, a daughter of 5 Star Day from Roan Promise by Wise Exchange. She was bred in Kentucky by C. Grady, J. Stewart, and P. Bance, owned by Darlene Belinsky and Harry Patton, trained by Gary Contessa, and ridden to victory by Norberto Arroyo Jr. Daytime Promise covers the mile in 70 yards in 1:43 and 2. Completing the stakes program for the weekend in New York was the Summer Colony. This was an ungraded, in fact, a restricted stakes race for fillies and mares going a mile. Let's head back down to New York, the running of the Summer Colony.
The racing in the Summer Colony and tax considerations stumbled badly at the start. And Poolland goes right out to lead them early. Amazing Buy right alongside, and now Amazing Buy will take charge going into the first turn. Poolland settles back second outside of Pelham Bay and 2.5 lengths off the leader. Then Victory Pool in fourth, 4.5 lengths from the pace setter. Another 2.5 to Tax Considerations. And then it's Dreamtime and Dina in the back. Onto the back stretch, Amazing Buy in front. Ran a first quarter of 24 seconds flat. Leads the favorite Pool Land by 3/4 of a length. And then Pelham Bay and Victory Pool third and fourth right next to each other, and they're 2 lengths off the lead. Dina moves up between horses, now into fifth. Then Dreamtime to the inside, and Tax Considerations is just 4.5 lengths off the lead at the half-mile pole. A half and 48 and 1. Into the far turn. Amazing Buy and Pool Land a neck apart. These two enter the turn together, 2 clear of Pelham Bay and Victory Pool. Now it's 3.5 back to Dina, Tax Considerations, and Dreamtime is trailing as they come to the quarter pole. It's Amazing Buy. At the top of the stretch, a neck in front. Pool Land to the outside. They've run 3/4 in 1, 12 and 4. Amazing Buy and Pool Land takes over and takes off, opening up by 2, 3 lengths now. Amazing Buy second, then comes Victory Pool by the 16th pole, and it is Pool Land. A perfect 3 for 3 and very strong here in the Summer Colony. Won it by 6.5 lengths. Victory Pool was second, and then came Amazing Buy.
Pool Land and Mike Luzzy picking up the victory. In fact, she was entered for this race last week, re-entered here, got the advantage of a little bit better post position going the flat mile on the Aqueduct Inner, and took advantage of it under Mike Luzzy to win off by 7 over Victory Pool with Amazing Buy, a bit of a horse for course, showing good early speed, but fading to finish third. The winner, Pool Land, is a chestnut filly, a daughter of Silver Deputy from Slough City Slicker by Slough City Slough. Bred in Kentucky by the Kingsway Farm and Winfield Farm, and owned by the Melnick Racing Stable, trained by Todd Pletcher and ridden to victory by Mike Luzzy. Pool Land covers the mile on the Aqueduct Inner in 1 minute 38 and 3. That's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you'll be able to join us again next week as we take a look at stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.